Total War Three Kingdoms is a highly anticipated strategy game, and this legendary saga of Three Kingdoms era has always been a big part of Chinese culture. We as gamers in China are really excited to see how other gamers in the world will share our love and appreciation of this epic Chinese romance about loyalty, chivalry, espionage, and ruthless power games. However, there's one small problem. We do see players and YouTubers, sometimes even Creative Assembly themselves, struggle to get the names right. Don't worry, we totally understand that it's very difficult to pronounce some Chinese names, and the Mandarin phonetic system can be misleading at times. We know many of you guys have already tried your best, and we really do appreciate your efforts. Creative Assembly has particularly done a great job to make their new game look and sound as authentic as possible.
你做的还不够好。
住口！受死吧！
This is one of the best games about Three Kingdoms ever. But still, it's a bit of a bummer. Many of these names, like Dong and Wang, may sound like discreet ways of profanity to some, actually carries deep and sophisticated meanings. What a surprise! Let's start with this guy, Cao Cao, the legendary strategist and a master manipulator. His name roughly means morality and self-discipline. Yet so many people just say like Cao Cao, which in Chinese has some rather naughty meanings. And this happened because when people translate Cao Cao's name into English, they tend to directly use its Pinyin, the current official Latinized Mandarin phonetic system. However, although look like plain English, Pinyin has its own rules of pronunciation. The consonant C in Pinyin will always sound like ts rather than s, s, or k. And one more example, the fearless general Sun Ce. Some of you guys say it like Sun Ce, but it should always be Sun Ce.
报孙策攻打庐江，大胜而归。哦。
In Cao Cao's case, there might be some other complications. Some beloved Japanese Three Kingdoms games might have helped to spread the wrong idea, but let's not go too far on that. Similarly, the consonant Q in Pinyin always sound like qi. It's not quite the same with the qi in English, but by no means it will ever sound like k. Sun Quan should never be Sun Kuang, and the consonant X is not X or Z. It's always xi. Not all things are this easy to explain though. Time to bring up our problem with this chap, Lü Bu. A big problem is how you pronounce his name, of course, not with him personally. He is considered to be the best warrior in the entirety of Three Kingdoms era, and also a merciless optimist and backstabber. No, you never won't have a problem with him. But some people does often say his name as Lu Bu. This again could be Pinyin working its charm. In Pinyin, we have this symbol Yu to represent the vowel sound Yu. We also have another symbol, a very common letter U without those cute little dots, and it sounds like U. This is where things get interesting. Since there's no U symbol in English, sometimes translators just use the same U to replace both U and U. It's an accepted way of doing it, but as you can see, this can cause massive confusion. There is a workaround to this problem. In some cases, you may say Lü Bu written as Lü Bu. The English letter V represented the uncommon symbol Yu. This method makes things clearer, but if you don't know Chinese in the first place, you'll never know how to pronounce Lü. I mean the Lü? This is one of the ongoing paradoxes we can never solve. We can only bring it up, but we'll never have a definitive solution. If it's not because Lü Bu was so popular, many Chinese would not be able to tell if it's Lü Bu or Lu Bu as well. And we have still barely scratched the surface yet. Although the previously mentioned principles would apply to most cases, there's some Chinese dialects that sounds like a completely different language. And to those dialects, none of these would make any sense. As you might already know, Cantonese is one of those dialects. Chinese is also a very old language, like a couple of thousand years old. Sometimes, even Chinese debates on the actual proper pronunciation of some Chinese names due to the ever-changing and diverse nature of the language itself. Apart from Pinyin, there are some other Latinized Chinese phonetic systems as well, chief among which is the Wade-Giles romanization system. In this system, Cao Cao would be Cao Cao, and Lü Bu would look like Lü Bu. Some argue that this system is actually more accurate than Pinyin, but in fact, the Wade-Giles systems does have some of its own flaws. This is why we don't want to mock those who couldn't get Cao Cao's name right. Instead, this video is really about having a conversation of how different languages see things differently, and what are the common misconceptions made by English or other language speakers when they try to have their take on some of these Chinese names. If you are getting interested in the fascinating plots and settings of the Three Kingdoms era, or just interested in Chinese culture in general, we hope this video can help you feel more comfortable and confident next time you talk about these Chinese people and their stories with your friends. If you want to know more about Pinyin, the Mandarin phonetic system, we have some links down in the description for you to watch or read. And lastly, if you find a very interesting Chinese name in video games or anywhere, just leave us a comment and we'll try our best to find its correspondent Chinese characters and explain its meanings for you. You know the rest. Like, subscribe, bell everything, and see you in our next video.